So as you know, working in the garage, you end up with lots of leftover oil. So we're gonna make an oil jug, and I'm gonna walk you through that. Got a 40-gallon jug, drilled a hole, and put a valve in the bottom so I can drain it out. Now how did I get it in there? Drilled the hole, put the O-ring in. There's an O-ring in behind it, make it waterproof or liquid proof. Well, I can't fit my hand down in here, so I have made one of these. I grabbed the washer with the end, reached down there on it, popped it off, and then grabbed the nut, did the same thing. Now that's how I got it threaded on there, but how I got it tight, not sure if it's going to be tight enough. So I took a piece of pipe. So as you know, there's a nut back there and you can't get to it. So what I did was took a pipe, shoved it down in there. I don't know if I can get you out where you can see it. Put it on one side, had my little helper hold the valve over there, hold the fitting so it wouldn't move, and then put this pipe on the opposite side that it was turning. So put it on the opposite side of the nut. You've got flats on the nut that goes on the back of that flange. Put it on the opposite side and then hit it with a dead blow. Over and over until it reversed and tightened down and squeeze them seals together. So now we've got a jug that's hopefully going to be waterproof because of the seals. Now I'm going to put some fittings in here and put a ball valve in it. Right here is what I'm going to do. So that way, when I'm ready to get rid of the waste and the oil, I can crack this open and fill up jugs or whatever it is that I'm going to do with it. So run some good dope tape on there. You know, if this leaks, it's going to be real hard to get this back apart while it's full of oil. These good old trusty channel locks. Put your anchor in there. That's 2 point more tape. Like I said, don't need tape for these two ends. Just want to be really extra cautious that it is not going to leak, because it'll make an utter mess and it's going to be inside my garage, and I just do not feel comfortable doing that. So right there's my valve. Off, on. So we're gonna go test it with some water, of course, before we put oil in it. So we're just gonna simply set it up on the truck and fill it full of water, get some good pressure on it, and find out if it leaks. Well, we got the water up to about right here, and I see no leaks. I think that's gonna work outstanding. Give her a little stress test. So we're gonna fill it on up, get some good pressure behind it. Alright, so we got it full, not to the brim, but close enough. We kind of conserve water. And I don't see any leaking at all. It's got some pretty good pressure behind it. For anybody that's looking into water storage and you want to know how much pressure you got, this ain't very high, and that's a pushing close to what my water hose is with a 1/2-inch ball valve on it. So now we're going to drain that out, and now we're going to go on to the next step of building a stand for it. Get this thing set up in the garage. Alright, so if I ever want to drain it, 5-gallon bucket's most likely what I'm going to use. And that comes to 15 inches. Then the other things that I would be using, something similar to a jug like this if somebody needs that's under 13. So the other big one that I like to use, kitty litter jug. See all that nastiness? And it is 15 inches. These are my legs. Those are 17.5 inches. And then roughly 18 inches square would have that jug sit on it just fine. So I'm using scrap wood that I got laid around, cutting everything at 18-inch intervals. These are going to be my band boards, which I actually do not have enough to go all the way around. So one side's going to get a good old 2x4 in the back. So measure 18 inches. Square it up. Give another miter saw cut. Gives me a good line. Measure twice. Cut once. But I appreciate the vote of confidence.
And then you could just leave the inside, or do that.
Well, there's the stand. She just watched this build and we got the jug on it. It sat out there the whole time, water in it, didn't leak, so. And now we've got somewhere to put our oil. So here it is with the oil that I have. Filled up about right there. Keep me a small jug. I used to have jugs sitting all over the place. I've already thrown about 5 of them away. But say you needed some oil, you come down here, you just crack it open. And I can sit here and fill up my oil. Not 100% sure. You do with what you wanted with your used oil, but if I ever wanted to get rid of it, that's how I drain it out. Just leave this old junky filler or funnel in there, and then I also got the cap up there if I ever needed to move it or change or seal it off. But I'll just keep that up there with it. Keep me a little jug down there for the drips, and in case it were to ever start leaking. And now I've got me an oil waste jug until it gets full, and then I'll haul it off. I don't have to worry about all these jugs hiding them everywhere around the garage. So good luck.